And we good?
Yeah, we're good.
Welcome back to the Darker Side Podcast, everybody. I'm your host, as always, Nick Dodge, a part of Critical Films. I've revealed
your
it.
name.
I revealed it.
You changed
finally.
your name, huh?
I did.
Nice.
I think it has a ring to it.
Critical.
And nobody's trademarked it yet.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, gotta legalize that shit. With me is co-host
Hassel Luera, part of Ace Luera Productions.
Yes. What have you done lately?
Nothing.
That's a shame. And in the back room, of course, as always, we have Kevin running the show. And if anything screws
happens,
up,
then it's his fault.
It's Kevin's fault. So
It's your fault, Kevin.
welcome back again to another fantastic episode. With us, we have esteemed guests from the band Bone Rot.
Yellow.
Hey guys.
Yellow.
Who is everybody?
I'm Emily. I'm the bass player for the band.
Yeah, I am Ian.
Here we go.
Hello, everybody. I sing for Slam Band.
Yes, Russia.
I sing for Slam Band. No, I'm Ian. I do the vocals. I'm not gonna call it singing, and you'll understand why later.
Okay, yes. During those lovely breaks we have.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what's your band? Like, what's it like? What's the sound? What's the music? Do you dress up in black every day? What's going on?
Yeah, but that's not a band choice.
No, it's not.
It's a personal one.
Yeah.
For me, it's more of just I pretty much only wear wrestling T-shirts, and that's the color that they come in.
Yeah.
So
True.
is black. No, Bone Rot, we're heavy. I mean, I guess that's the best way to put it. I mean, it's not just we took brutal death metal and we made it as heavy as we possibly could. We play in F sharp. We, she plays in drop B.
For anybody that knows music, I hope they're getting the idea.
Yeah, F sharp is so.
Our guitarist has pissed off a couple of people at Guitar Center.
Yeah.
And he tells them that we play in F sharp.
Whenever we play shows, like people will sit there and say, like, wait. You have an 808 on top of what you guys play. You just fucked up the entire system, right? It's like, sorry, guys. I mean, I just don't know what to do.
Good stuff. And I know I've heard your material. I was trying to tell Hassel. They're just heavy.
Yeah.
They're just heavy, Hassel.
Yeah.
I like heavy.
Do
Heavy's
ya?
nice.
Kind of. Yeah, I guess you do. Oh, God, I'm blanking out already. Oh, I had a question for Emily, actually. What's with Thor's hammer?
Oh, I'm pagan, and I just this was given to me by my big brother, and I like to think about Thor as a character that whose characteristics I want to remember for myself. Like, I'm not always a courageous person. I'm really shy and like withdrawn most of the time, and so like this is a reminder, and it's also, like I said, a gift from my big brother. So.
Mm-hmm. Sentimental value.
Yeah.
Then. Okay,
Yeah.
Cool.
There's no white supremacy involved.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. No.
Is that a thing? With
Oh,
pagans
yeah.
these days,
Evidently,
or-
yeah. Well, with heathenry and asatru, some people
Mm.
connect it to white supremacy,
Huh.
which I do not, because
don't,
it's a silly concept.
That's weird. Yeah, no, that is
I'll
silly.
drink to that.
Will you? There you go.
All right.
But very cool. Very cool. I used to do the whole pagan thing myself.
Yeah, I was raised pagan, and so
Oh, okay.
yeah, my mom encouraged me to research multiple different mythologies and religions and spiritual pathways and decide for myself what I wanted to believe, and so
You were like pagan all the way.
yeah. Yeah.
Now, are you a wrestler?
Am I a wrestler?
Yeah, you got all the wrestling gear.
No. I just I'm just a really big wrestling fan.
Okay.
That's that's just
You look like you could choke slam me
Yeah.
pretty easily. Yeah.
I know, with those massive hands. My hands are
well,
heavy.
I there was a plan like eventually to like go to like I was asked by cheap plug Harvest the Murdered, which is another Denver death metal band. One of their singers runs a school called Primos, and he's been trying to get me to come in. It's just time. I don't have enough time.
Yeah,
I
he
know
does
that.
anymore.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Bummer, missed opportunities.
no, I mean eventually it'll happen. I'm still young.
Yeah.
Still working out every day. So
Nice.
I wish I could say that.
I know, same. I'm trying to get into boxing though.
Are you?
'Cause, yeah.
for you.
It's an anger management kind of thing.
And
I need it.
That's what the gym is for us too.
So
Yeah.
it's like I want to get into boxing just so I could get myself finally into shape. I mean, I'm already losing weight from all that walking, but I mean, like, I
You
want to
stopped
actually
eating
get
all
into
those
shape.
beef jerky sticks with the
Yeah, I
cheddar
have.
cheese sticks. You have, yeah.
I'm trying to get into shape, so I'm trying to get into boxing and everything, but like I haven't been able to find a boxing club that's
Always
good.
remember, though, round is a shape. Just
Well,
Shit.
it's not a
Yeah.
good shape.
it's still a shape. And,
I want to get it. I want to get it square. How about that?
all right, you should actually want the triangle. That's more of what you want.
I guess I'll take the triangle.
We were just talking about some of that stuff.
Yeah.
All right. No, Kevin.
Look, Kevin,
Kevin. You can switch faster.
Yeah, there we go.
Everybody listening to the audio portion is going to be like, what the heck's going on? So tune into the actual video portion on YouTube.
Yeah.
There you go. I shouldn't have done that. It's going to just reverb throughout all the mics. I made a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we like to talk about horror stuff.
No, yeah.
Let's talk about something horror for a little bit. It's been a little while. It's been an age.
Like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks again. We're back. But anybody see Hereditary?
Hereditary?
Yeah,
Not
Hereditary.
yet, I
No,
really
not
want
yet.
to.
I really
It's
want to.
so good. You would like it because
I'm super.
no, I
into
can't.
it.
I can't even say anything because
No,
it'll
you
just
can't,
spoil
Nick.
it. Yeah.
Stop.
I am. Nobody's seen it here. Kevin's talking again.
No, I know
Anyhow,
what he said.
fantastic movie, and it has this audience score on like Rotten Tomatoes of like 50%, but like the critics are like 90%.
Mhm.
So there's this huge shift. I think I know why. It's because a lot of horror movies that have come out recently are just like jump scares, haunted house kind of stuff, ghosts, spooky
the
shit.
cheap scares.
Yeah, this one is just unsettling. It will just hold your attention on something disturbing, and it just will not let go. And when it does, you are just scared to death of what's coming next.
That's totally up my alley. I want to see
Yeah,
it so bad.
seriously.
So like The Shining.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Except
I like
this
those
is
kind
much
of
more
movies.
disturbing
Nice.
for many more reasons. You would love this
Mhm.
movie, I think. It's scarier than, I'm going to bring it up again because I do it every other podcast pretty much. That bear scene in Annihilation. Anybody seen Annihilation? Oh God, no movie
You
buffs
have
today.
brought that up like
I
Oh
have.
no!
20
See, I'm like a
times.
hardcore movie buff, but
Okay.
I haven't seen. Oh no, just haven't gotten a chance to see Annihilation yet. My girlfriend went and saw that one. Yeah, I just didn't get a chance to see that one yet.
Another really
So-
great film. Like, definitely check it
Yeah.
out. The director made Ex Machina. And that's one of
okay.
my favorite films. Of all
Yeah,
time.
see,
that's a
if
good
it's
one.
Ex Machina, yeah,
Yeah.
Ex Machina.
Yeah.
I can't. Fuck it. That one with the X, the one with the X and the AI that
Yeah.
The
bangs
robot
the
thing.
dude.
No, he bangs.
He bangs the robot. I
Yeah.
guess you're right. Okay.
Spoiler.
Spoiler alert. If anybody hasn't seen Ex Machina, there is computer sex. Oh,
It's
never
called
mind.
bestiality.
What?
I don't know. I'm just.
They're not
Bestiality?
Bestiality.
No,
We
all
got
right.
it.
Well, I thought that was pretty good.
It was
I
pretty
don't know.
good.
Maybe Ex Machina doesn't run on a PC. Maybe that.
Bestiality.
It's a Mac, not a PC.
It's a fucking iOS system that's running it right now. It's
Mac-istiality. doesn't
Mac
sound as good.
that sounds like something like a guy would do terrible things to a Big Mac sandwich from McDonald's. That's just where I'm going with that one. That one just kind of, and it fucks me up. I'm sorry. I'm
Doesn't
not,
that travel into the realm of objectophilia and
hey,
whatever?
I don't tell you how to live your life.
I
We we go from movies to like banging Big Macs.
One time.
Yeah.
Fuck. Just kidding. I've never done that.
Okay,
As far as anybody
let's hope
knows.
not.
As
Yeah.
far as
Oh, somebody has somewhere.
Oh,
Somebody
absolutely.
looked at that Big Mac and was like,
Oh, absolutely. Do you guys not remember the viral video that came out? Like, I
Yeah.
guess it was like 6 years ago. It was literally just a dude just doing it to a hot and spicy. Ruined hot and spicies for me for like
Kevin.
a solid like month.
you love
What?
hot and spices, Kevin.
Kevin, was that you? I think that was you.
It was Kevin.
It was Kevin.
Kevin.
Everybody
feel like
know
I'm
that Kevin loves
wildly uncomfortable.
what
What?
were they called?
Hot and
Spicy,
spices.
hot and spicy.
Spices.
Oh
And-
my god. Yeah, Kevin eats them like every
He
day.
gave me the okay. He gave me a ching ching.
Yeah.
He doesn't just eat them.
Oh, he wants the extra mayonnaise.
Ah.
This is taking a turn for the worse, and I have a
So-
feeling that they're going to regret having me on this
Kids are
podcast.
watching this.
Yeah, that one girl that we had on the last
Mm.
podcast. Did you guys know? Why did I bring it up? Because I know I can't say their name. Almataha.
Almatah?
I don't know, but they're guitarist. I think she was.
Almathaha.
Whatever.
Like that.
She's like 16 years old,
Oh.
so that's probably our youngest audience member.
Oh,
So,
okay. Well, sorry.
Total
Probably
punk.
heard all of
Sorry.
the cuss words that we're gonna use.
Oh,
Well,
So
yeah,
at
I mean,
least
she's
there's that.
16, but if you're watching this, I apologize greatly. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, who
So-
doesn't curse when they're
Public
16? I started
service
cursing when I was
announcement
10.
from
Dude, I
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Oh, yeah. I still remember the day. I remember the day I literally stepped in dog poo, and I looked at my friends and I said, I stepped in dog shit. And I thought it was like, I thought I was the coolest fucking kid.
Yeah, that's
I
what
was like, I stepped in dog shit. And they were like,
Can't say that.
can't say that. And I was just like, "Shit." What? I can't say shit? I can't say dog shit?
final day of middle school, me and my best friend walked out, right? And I'm just going down the street, and I felt like such uplifting freedom. I just yelled, "Fuck! Shit! Ass!" to just passing cars and stuff. And he's like, "Nick, you gotta stop. You gotta stop that." I'm like, "Fuck you!"
Man, your guys' stories are cooler than mine. I just
Yeah,
said,
you're lame.
I was just hanging out with my friend one of these days, and we are like, you know what? I think we should start cursing. I think we're old enough to do that. So yeah, what do you fucking say? So don't fucking agree.
And then everything turns into fuck. It's
Everything,
just,
everything.
yeah, fucking fuck.
Oh, you should hear us all the time in class. We're like, fuck. I fucking hate this kind of shit. I
I've
mean, what the fuck is wrong with these fucking people?
I've been doing
like,
better.
Yeah, you
with
have
the-
been doing
with
better.
the poo-poos.
Yeah, with the poo-poos. Yeah, you
Yeah, poo.
trying to limit down on the shits.
Lots of shits. There's a
This
lot
is
of
part of
shit
my
going on.
vocabulary, so
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Anyhow,
think-
with banging Big Macs and everything else.
hot and
like,
spices.
hot and
Oh yeah, let me
spices.
ask you a question. Do you guys have any inspiration for your kind of music? Like,
What?
Oh man,
That's where you're
are we
going?
are we about to go into a break right now? Because this is gonna take a little while.
Yeah, let's cut to a break,
let's-
Kevin. And when we come back, we're going to discuss something that probably actually matters.
Mhm.
Stay tuned.
You just can't go around killing people.
Why?
I am talking scorched earth, motherfucker! I will massacre you! I will fuck you up!
grind alone is like
yeah
super specific. Everybody, we're back to the Darker Side podcast.
Hey,
Yo, Hassel, what time is it?
it's time to bands time.
Yeah, that time. Okay, go ahead.
All right, cool. So at the 7th Circle on the 28th, we got Bloomers.
Bloomers.
And at the Marquees, at the 26th, we got Night Riots.
Woo.
And on the 30th, we got Magic Sword.
Yeah.
Moe's Barbecue. On the 29th, we've had them on the show a couple times.
Oh.
One of our favorites,
Oh.
Sliver.
Sliver has a show, everybody. Go see it. Chris
go
is
see
an
it.
amazing guy.
Mhm. Also on Moe's Barbecue on the 30th, we got Social Repose.
Ooh.
At the High Dive, we got a whole thing going on here with a bunch
Oh,
of
is that
different bands.
the
Electric
funeral?
Funeral Fest 3, 29th through the 30th.
Yeah, and who was playing that? I was like, oh, get that in there. Was it Primitive Man? The band I keep
Mhm.
bringing up all day?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's going to be a good show. Festival. Whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, sure.
So, there's those shows, but we know that there are a few more.
Actually, only one right now. We're
Oh.
only booked for one, and it's on until August. It's kind of one of our biggest shows. It's we're playing with Pathology
That's a big
and
show then.
Parasitic Ejaculation,
And
Within Destruction. Sorry. We're playing the
DPS,
Roxy.
everybody.
Yeah, we're Roxy. We're playing the Roxy Theater. We'll get to the plugs probably at the end, right? If you get at us on social network, like on social media, we'll get you. We can get you pre-sales for cheap.
There you go.
Nice.
So
There you
Yeah.
go,
yeah,
everyone.
and that's August 12th. I don't know if I actually mentioned that. I said August, but not the 12th.
Yeah, get plugs in whenever you can.
Oh, okay,
We usually
cool.
don't have time at the end of the show, and we're all rushing. Yeah, things are okay. Bye. You know. So,
It is
everybody.
Facebook, bonerot.com.
There you go. And Hassel, what was your question before the break?
Will you guys have any inspirations for your music that caused your
write.
music to be?
All right.
Yeah.
So the thing about Bone Rot is that all of us bring everything that we love into this band. So it's every aspect is I write songs about serial killers because that's like I've always been really into true crime, and instead of like just doing a random song about like killing people, I'd rather put myself into, this is going to sound really fucked up, but I put myself into the shoes of the serial killer, and then I write a song from their perspective, essentially. We have, and then sometimes it's like as if they were my friends. Like, we have a song called Toothpasting with Dahmer, which I'm not going to, we'll get into what toothpaste, don't look that up, kids.
You keep saying kids. I'm telling you, our audience.
You have one 16-year-old.
Yeah,
that's
right. I'm sorry.
I'm saying, okay, fine. Go ahead and look up toothpaste. You're gonna love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I write a lot of songs about just serial killers and stuff, and then we bring everything that we love. So when you listen to like our last album, there was a lot of songs that are just kind of silly songs, like about like Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
And
How much Predator 2 sucked.
and how much Predator 2 sucks, and how Terminator 2 is the greatest movie in the world.
I disagree.
Oh.
It is the greatest sequel of all sequels.
Rocky 4 is.
Have you watched Terminator 2?
Yes, I have.
Back on track.
Have you
ladies
watched
and gentlemen.
Rocky
Hey,
4?
no,
Yeah.
you're gonna continue this the rest of the show. Cut it out.
So that's like a big part of it too. But then it's like, we put in it's everything that we love. It's wrestling, it's comic books, it's superheroes, it's serial killers, and then we just overlay it with heavy fucking music. And that's kind of our biggest inspiration. Is we have a guitarist who wants to be as disgusting and noisy as he possibly can. My vocals, I've always just wanted to be what I learned to do is just not like, I learned how to do things that people use a pitch shifter and a voice modifier for.
Yeah.
I do it without. I learned how to do that. So everything is just about being noisy and disgusting and gross. And like I said, I push the boundaries pretty far, when you come and see us play live, which that's really where we excel like the most is when you come and see a live show with us.
You get
And
the full experience of the band at a show a whole lot better than you do listening to one of the albums.
Yeah.
Just because of his stage presence. I'm not gonna say mine because I just sort of like stand in the back and just be a like quiet nerd. But
There's
no,
always one.
Yeah.
it's me.
Yeah.
Actually, that's our whole band. But
Yeah, I'm just a prick. I mean, like,
Hey, me too, brother.
it's more of just like, I get up there and so I don't know. Did you guys ever watch wrestling when you were growing up?
Yeah,
Oh,
I was never
yeah.
into
Yeah.
wrestling.
No.
You're never into
Oh.
wrestling? Okay, so you have the good guys and you have the bad guys. You have the baby faces and the heels, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when you decide your personality, what you do is you take your core personality, and you ramp it up to 11. That is how you become who you are in professional
So
wrestling.
you're like Brock Lesnar,
I would say
Nah.
more like
Kane,
Stone Cold Steve.
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold Steve Austin meets Kane. I mean, like,
I
it's-
was gonna say Stone
no
Cold
evil.
Steve Austin
Yeah.
meets the goat. Man.
yeah.
See no evil.
So it's one of those
Fucking
things that,
Heyman.
yeah. So I get up on stage, and I'm a very like open person when it comes to my life. If you're doing something that I don't like, I'm gonna tell you, you're a douche.
Yeah.
So when I get up on stage and you put a microphone in my hand, every like barrier of being a normal human being goes out of the window. Like, so I just turn into this like kind of monster of, I'm going to tell you that, okay, this next song is about how much I hate the human race. And I think that it is a pile of garbage.
I'll drink to that.
It's,
So
sounds
it's
like
it's,
the music genre that you're
yeah, I
going
mean,
for.
yeah. So it's just one of those things that it's like when I get up on stage, I cut a lot of jokes, and that's because if I'm not having a good time, what's the fucking point? So, at the end of the day, we'll get a lot of people who tell us like, your band is awesome, but I think the best part is just how funny you are.
Yeah.
And I'm not tooting my own horn. It's just,
As somebody who was a fan before I joined the band,
Yeah.
you're funny.
So if the podcast sucked, you would tell us already.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I would. I mean, I just,
This is boring.
this
the hell are you
fucking blows.
doing?
Start fucking throwing tables around. No, I just kind of sit there and I just think to myself. So in my normal day-to-day life, like my actual real job, I don't get the opportunity to be myself. So this is my outlet: lifting weights and watching professional wrestling and singing in a brutal death metal band is really
It's as heavy as it gets.
that's what So Emily and I work in the retirement industry.
Oof.
I'm the director of dining services for fuck it, cheap plug. If you have any residents, then if you have any family members that need to come, Brookdale Arvada.
Hey,
We're
shut
an
up.
assisted living.
Shut up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Trying
thought
to
I'd
promote
try.
music.
No. I need to hear this. My mom needs to be put in a home.
Your mother, yeah.
Cheap
Okay.
plug. I
I'm
apologize.
kidding, Mom. I love you.
No, so
I love
it's
you,
just one of
Mom.
those things that we work for a retirement community, and
So he gets like from being the director of dining services and working with our residents and stuff. That's one end of the spectrum of his personality, and then he gets to equalize it out by going to band practice and going to our shows and stuff. Like that's where he gets to be the extreme opposite, so that he can just be his normal self for the rest of the time. I think I just
yeah, no, that
Wrap that up.
definitely
I understand that.
that wraps that up.
Oh,
understand
yeah.
that.
I mean, I'm thinking I'm going to need to get another shitty job just to, like, get by for a little while. I'm dreading it because you're right. Like, you can't be yourself.
No, you really
Yeah.
You have to
can't.
be this little poster boy for the company and whatnot. It's just, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Anyhow, you ever hear back in the day, little band? I think they're from Denver, actually. Drop Dead Gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
You ever listen
yeah.
to them?
Yeah, long
Yeah.
time ago.
Like, it was high school for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is great.
Yeah, that was when I was like super street punks.
Yeah.
Like all I listened to was like the Casualties and Rancid,
Yeah.
and then I realized how terrible it was.
It's not. It's not.
I
I
have
don't know.
I have a sour taste in my mouth when it
Okay.
comes to punk rock.
Okay.
That's a whole nother story. I don't think we have enough time on the podcast for me to get into
Probably
that one.
not.
But yeah,
We're
so
going on for an hour and a half now. But they had an album. It was about a serial killer in a small town,
Mhm.
and each song was about a victim that the serial killer killed. It's like one of my favorite albums, even though it's probably garbage when you listen
Yeah.
to it. I was like, this concept is great. I
Yeah.
love this stuff.
I don't know. I might need to go back and like re-listen to, because I always like going back and like hitting
yeah.
those nostalgia
Yeah.
points.
I used to. Oh, okay. This is gonna
Yeah.
sound embarrassing, but I used to listen to Imagine Dragons, guys.
Oh,
I used to listen to
I
them.
mean,
Hey, man,
I
does it
still
make
throw
you
them on
happy?
And they're
every
like,
once in a
they're
while.
like I don't listen to them anymore, but every once in a while I go back to the song Radioactive, and I'm like, oh Jesus Christ, it brings back 12-year-old memories.
Yeah.
There's
I forget how young you are.
I used to go to a festival up in the mountains called Apogea, and it's like the regional Burning Man for Colorado. They have this, there's a camp that goes up there every once in a while that they have this dome that they cover in tarps and blankets and stuff, so it's really dark inside, and they have lights that react to sound. And one year I went up and I plugged in my iPod and I played Radioactive, and like seeing the lights come down from the center of the top of the dome and then just kind of like spread out. It was honestly gorgeous. Like seeing that song play out in lights.
That's cool.
I'd be,
Beautiful.
yeah, I'd
would
be
be
into
really
that.
cool.
Maybe I would
Yeah.
enjoy Imagine Dragons if they had a light show like that.
Yeah, there's a few songs that I still like from them. I just don't.
I got
listen to
one
them, you know what I'm
song
saying?
that I like from them.
Which
That's
one is it?
I don't know. Let me get my iPod out, everybody. Until then, I'll have my iPod out by the time we come back from this next break.
You just can't go around killing people.
I am talking scorched earth, motherfucker! I will massacre you! I will fuck you up!
Candy's pretty good. Welcome back to the Darker Side Podcast, everybody.
I gave you orange, right?
Yeah, you gave me orange.
Oh.
Better than the cherry. Cherry's awful. What was it eating?
Yeah, you were eating cherry.
No, I mean, what are they?
Lifesavers.
Lifesavers. There you go, everybody. Don't eat the cherries.
You're not allowed to say that name.
Oh, we'll just bleep it out in post. Yeah.
Where they're lifesavers.
Oh yeah, hey that that part when I started to talk about where Emily and I work. If you could bleep that out, I shouldn't have. Kind of had the realization after I said it.
Drunk and you're just like everything's coming out now.
No, I'm kind of nervous. I don't know why.
I don't know why either.
I don't know.
This is the easiest show to be on.
Yeah, actually, it really is.
Yeah.
It's been cool.
It's real
It's been really
quick.
cool.
Thank you, by the way.
Mhm.
Real quick. Let's go over some releases. Not coming out this week because I just don't care.
Did we even put any down?
No, I have some in my head. 9 Inch Nails released their new album. They're considering it an album, but it's like 6 or 7 songs, and I don't know. It's okay.
I mean, that's how everybody's releasing songs. Like
Right.
albums.
Didn't
It's like 6 or
Kanye
7.
West just release
Yeah,
an
he
EP
released something.
and he called it an LP, something like that?
Yeah.
Oh.
But then we got a band from Colorado, I think Denver, who just released their album. They're called Chemists. Hopefully I'm saying that right. You know Chemists?
That one I don't know.
They've been touring the country. They've been on like big bill, big
Alright.
name acts and stuff. I'm proud of the guys. I mean, more bands need to like,
Mhm.
but of course you got to start somewhere
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah.
you guys have been around 3 years, I've been told, right? Or 4?
years?
Yeah, I can't remember.
I want to say it was 4 years. It's been a huge evolution in the
Right.
band. Emily is our second bass player, but we actually didn't have a bass player for the first 2 years, for the first 2 years. And then we got this guy in who he was a really good friend of mine, and it just didn't work out. I'm not going
Yeah.
to, don't want to besmirch any names. It just didn't work out. Still love the kid to death, but, but then I kind of just dropped it on Emily at,
He comes in at work one day and he's like, "You used to play bass." And I went, no, I know where this is going. I used to dick around on the bass. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And he was just like, "Okay, but come try out."
I think I said, like, I need a bass player, so you're going to come and try it. I didn't
No,
give her
you
an
didn't
option.
you didn't even have to say so because you would just talk to me about band stuff all the time. I knew that your other bass player had quit.
Yeah.
And so I was like, no. See, I don't know what I'm doing. He goes,
We'll teach
"Come
you.
try out."
It's fine.
But Ian, you don't understand. I just dicked around. I have no clue. Just come try out.
It's fine. I'll see you on
Do
Thursday.
you have a bass? My boyfriend does. He's willing to let me use it because my friend and I talked about, like, we joked about starting a band together. Okay, come try out.
Yeah.
All right.
I was just like, all right, so I'll see you on Thursday. Cool. I didn't give her an option.
No.
I kind of just like forced it.
No. Then I show up, and our guitarist, Corey, was, like, showing me the ropes, basically, because I told him, too. I was like, I don't know why he wants me here. I don't know what I'm doing. And he was like, "That's fine. I'll just show you some stuff." And so he shows me a couple of songs. I picked it up pretty quick, and he was like, "I think it's safe to say you're in." I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay."
That works.
It's fine. I taught our drummer how to play drums. I said, all right. Because when we started, we were just like a grindcore band. So it was just literally just hit the double bass and just do this the entire time. So I literally was just like, just do this. And he was like, all right, yeah, cool. We're good. If anybody... I was just showing blast beats for the audio
Isn't that so
listeners.
sad? How you can summarize certain genres.
Yeah, it's like
of music
literally
like
just
that.
do blast beats. I don't know how to do it. Just hit things really fast.
It's hard to find like a really genuine grindcore band these days. I feel like they're everywhere.
There is a lot. There's a local band called Chemically Crippled. They're really good. Just straight up grindcore. No, and then there's another band called Gut Pest.
I like Gut Pest.
Yeah, there's a lot out there. It's just kind of hard to. It's that whole like niche
Oh, it's very niche. Yeah.
area of music that it just gets really challenging
And
sometimes.
it's not very big in Denver. Like,
No, I mean,
Yeah.
even just the metal scene here is starting to pick up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
these things are like subcategories
Yeah.
of metal.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a long ways out, I think.
I've heard about like 20 different versions from like being on the show. It's like
Yeah.
there's
Oh,
like
yeah.
a bunch, and I'm like, I thought there was just heavy metal.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
you don't
No.
even know.
Yeah, I know.
There's a
It's
lot.
God, it goes like
This tree is big.
It gets much bigger because then it's like you have doom metal, stoner metal, death
even
grind.
even
I
those
mean,
like people really know
Yeah.
about. Then you go in the death grind and grindcore and like sludge,
gore
and-
grind,
Yeah.
sludge,
A lot of the
doom.
cores actually most people don't know about.
Yeah, there's a lot of like cores in there. I mean, it gets nuts.
Yeah.
There's
And
a lot
it's-
of it's just a lot of
Yeah, and that's why like a lot of times like people ask, so what kind of if you're like outside of like the music, like our side of the music industry, when people ask us like, hey, like what kind of music do you play? And I just go, heavy.
Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
they go, well, what do you mean heavy? And I go, brutal death metal, because I can't tell them what I can't explain. Like I say slam, and then they go,
what's
what's
that?
slam? And I go, it's kind of like, fuck it, it's brutal death metal.
Yeah, like my parents didn't quite understand for a long time, and so they're so supportive. They kept like sending me information on like, oh hey, KBPI is doing this like doing this contest for local bands to open up for Papa Roach or Five Finger Death Punch, and I was like,
Yeah.
we'll kill the crowd.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody is going to fucking
We're-
hate
I,
it.
I
way
love
too
those.
heavy
You want to
for
open
that.
for Papa Roach?
I guess if it's our last resort. Yeah, I did it.
Good.
You think
Proud of
any of our audience is gonna get that joke? Do you even get that joke?
No.
Oh man, I used to be really into Papa Roach.
Oh yeah,
once in
all
my-
of us. Like
Yeah.
that's another thing too that
It's
we
a
always do.
phase.
So we do a we haven't done it in a little while, but we do a cover of Break Stuff by Limp Bizkit.
Okay, yeah.
And the only reason why we do it is because I go on this whole fucking rant about how like nobody wakes up you don't wake up in the morning and go, man,
I'm gonna listen to extreme metal.
I'm going to listen to Raped by Pigs. That's what I'm going to listen to. It doesn't work like that. You don't just get into Splattered. All right, you start somewhere. You
Or
have
Dying
to
Fetus.
yeah, you don't get into Dying
Yeah.
Fetus. You start somewhere. You wake up, it's just like I got into like when I got into metal, I got into like Korn and Slipknot. I got into Korn, Slipknot, and Limp Bizkit was my fucking favorite band in the whole
Yeah, I
entire
know what you
world.
mean. Like I'm not that into metal or anything
Uh-huh.
like that, but I know how it kind of starts off getting into a
That's
genre of music.
how it goes. You know,
'Cause,
you
like,
start with a starter pack.
I started off with like oldies,
Mhm.
and then I ended up going into like more of a 70s rock.
Mhm.
So I literally went from the 50s to the 70s,
Yeah.
and like I'm kind of working my way into the 80s now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so proud of you. You know that.
Mhm.
80s is this perfect period of music to me.
But like it's I started off with the 50s and everything like that, and it's like, oh Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing is like nobody just wakes up one day like, and I always hear these kids that say, "No, my first punk band with something like super obscure," and then they'll say, "My first metal band was again super obscure," and it's like bullshit. So you didn't get into music until you were like 20.
Yeah. Spencer from our class would be like, the first punk band I got into was 21 Pilots. Not obscure at all, but the wrong genre.
Yeah.
By the way, I see your AFI tattoo,
Yeah.
and I don't know if you noticed that my entire
Oh,
sleeve
okay. Yeah.
is, and I also have the
Oh, look
Bay
at that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
AFI is the greatest fucking band in the entire world, and everybody can fucking fight me.
Have I told the story, my AFI story on the podcast yet? Say. Okay, get this. So I went and saw them during 30 Seconds to Mars and Link and Park were playing.
Yeah.
30
And,
Seconds to Mars is my favorite band.
Yeah, not anymore for me, but no offense.
No, it's fine.
AFI, I was one of like 5 people that
Yeah.
was like really close to stage. I was like fucking singing
Yeah.
every song and stuff. Davey comes off the stage. He stands on my seat and he lets me sing part of I think it was what's that dancing one? Oh crap.
Dancing Through Sunday?
No, it was like really not like really early. Oh, I need to break out the iPod again.
Days of the Phoenix?
Yes, thank you. Days of the Phoenix. They were doing Days of the Phoenix. I'm just like love struck with this guy. I'm like, oh, I'm never gonna live this down. This is beautiful.
Yeah.
You guys see him at Red Rocks with Rise Against?
I didn't
all
see
that?
him. I didn't see him at Red Rocks. I do not like Red Rocks.
No?
I feel like it's just not intimate enough.
Okay.
And I saw Rise Against there when I was in like 2009,
Right.
and one gust of wind ruined the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I kind of just don't. I don't like going to Red Rocks, but I did see him. I got to see him at the Fillmore, or no, at the Gothic.
Yeah, I was at the
I've
Gothic
I've
too,
seen
yeah.
him so many times, but that Gothic show, I was right up in the front, and
He comes to me afterwards and he's like, Emily, I got to touch him. I touched him.
that's like the one.
That was bad.
That is like the one band that I am just like, they have affected my entire life from like, the moment that I listened to when I was 13.
You must have been on like the far right of the stage because me and a bunch of friends were on like the far left.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
Not that I would know you back then. Hey, you're
Yeah.
the guy I'm gonna meet.
Right,
in
and like a year and a half's time.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was just such the fact that they played like Total Immortal and they played
It was
which
a hell of a set list.
which they haven't done since 2006.
It's
so
it's been a decade.
and then they played the Leaving Song Part 1, which is my favorite song of all time. Yeah, I could talk about AFI for a really long time.
I know, and we
so-
shouldn't because I'm in the same boat as you. And it's just going down a bad road. I'm scared though, because I feel like they're playing more of their new music, and it's fine. I don't know.
The Red Rock show, because I went to both last year. I went to the
Yeah.
Gothic and the Red Rock show. The Red Rock show was definitely more of their newer stuff.
Yeah.
And the Gothic, I was like, this is so cool. Because like, I got into AFI when I was in high school, but I didn't. I kind of like I was a closet AFI fan because everybody that I hung out with was like, they're fucking dumb,
Stupid.
they
Emos.
suck. Yeah, and I was like, well, I like them. So I kind of just like I was a closeted fan, and then and so like I kind of had to reintroduce myself to a lot of their older stuff, and so listening to it live was awesome for that Gothic show, and then. Yeah, seeing them at Red Rocks, I was like, okay, so this is more mainstream fan
Right.
geared.
And like the only thing from the Red Rock show that bummed me out is that I missed So Beneath You.
It was awesome.
But it's like at the same time, I get to sit there and tell everybody, I'm like, no, I don't care. Do you know the set list that they played at the Gothic? Do you know that set list? Because I memorized it. All right, Like, I know that set list.
And we are coming down to the last minute and a half now.
Oh.
Any cheap plugs you want to give?
Follow us on Instagram. That's Bone Rot Slam.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think it's Bone Rot Slam.
And then we're on, if you really just type in like Bone-Rot on Facebook, you'll find us on there.
Now I have to check.
We're on iTunes. We're on Spotify. We're on. It's not one of our proudest records, but we are on all those. Wherever you can stream music, we're on there.
Yeah, Bone Rot Slam, all one word for Instagram.
Yep.
You guys working on an album?
We have. So we're going to. If you buy tickets to the Parasitic Ejaculation Pathology show, we have a specialty EP coming with the ticket.
Nice.
But until then, we're going to be recording hopefully in the next like 4 or 5 months.
Gotcha.
We're wanting to write new music and get that going.
So everybody listening to the show,
Yep.
get these guys hooked up, and that's been the podcast.
Yeah.
We'll see you all around. Maybe not. I don't know. Cut the credits.